Howdy guys, back with part 2 of the Bionicle Legend Reborn review. Hopefully this will be the last part. Make it 10 minutes like the other one. If it's not, it might be another part, but I can't make my videos too long or else YouTube won't let me upload them. Okay, so, where was I? Oh yeah, Gresh talking about how he was a rookie. Yeah, I think I like that, but still, I mean, it was cool. Something that I thought was weird is if you notice when Manui and Akar are in like Akar's house, there are tons of shields on the wall. Like tons, like thousands. And you notice a bunch of snowflake shields, a couple of like Ranu shields. But if you look closely, you can see that there are Nuparu Mari shields, Axon's blades smith together make a shield. They were like, Onua last year's shield. So, and there was also like Kopaka's shield, like from like, way back then, which I thought was cool because it's like, taking you through like all the generations of Bionicle. But it was kind of repetitive because I saw like tons of Axon shields. So, what the? Never mind. Sorry, that happens to me. So, yeah, but. So, yeah, that was cool. The person who played Metis, don't know his name, I don't really memorize the name. Sounded like he had fun with the role, and he did a very good job of it. And Barracks was like one of my favorite characters, besides Bad Nui. He just said like he had really fun with the role. He's like made the weirdest sounds ever. So, I mean, he was just funny. Barracks was funny, and it was kind of weird seeing Akar next to Barracks, cause they had the same mask, and you can tell it easily too. Sorry, so that was kind of weird. What else? Some more voicing. Ranu, I didn't really like Ranu that much. His voice was kind of like Britishish. He's like, "We're just a gory. We're not gonna fight a Glatorian." I'm like, okay, and he really didn't do anything. So Ranu wasn't the best. Tuma, Lego Mission Studio hates Tuma's voice. Hookie999, I don't think he said anything about it, and Shadow Gear said that it was great. I agree with Shadow Gear. I didn't want Tuma to be like Darth Vader kind of voice. I wanted him to be like, old man who's like, thinks he's the best, very cocky or something. So, yeah. So, I thought Tuma's was good. Also about some characters missing. Well, Strock, Tarix, and Vastus. They were in it, but they barely did anything. Strock is like my favorite Glatorian, and all he did was like show up there for 5 minutes and fight Akar and get like, dishonored. And then Tarix and Vastus didn't really fight. Tarix kind of had a British accent, and the same guy who plays Barracks played Tarix, which I thought was weird. And then Vastus didn't really have an accent, but I wish that they were in it more, especially Vastus, because I liked Vastus. Bum. So that was kind of lame, and I'm like, seriously. And the Thorn Axe is barely used. Tarix and Vastus use it in their arena battle, and Manui fires it from Scopia. It's only used like 5 times, literally, so which is kind of lame. And when it does it, I thought this was actually a cool touch. It like makes bolts of electricity come out, and you can like see the little ball, which I thought was a lot cooler than having it like be like have to have ammo for it. It just looked cooler or something. So, well, I thought that was pretty cool. What else? Cheesy sound effects. There are some cheesy sound effects. This is weird. I'm kind of like, I was gonna stick to like pros first and cons next, or the other way around. But I'm kind of just going willy nilly. Cheesy sound effects. They don't use the sound effects are pretty cheap. They had that sound effect that's like in every Bionicle movie ever. Whatever. Which one was it? Um, it's like the sound effect you hear when Makuta comes up, like it's like wind kind of. That's at the very beginning. It's not very good sound effect. And they just used like they didn't sound very good. Like there's like a Godzilla roar when Scopio like gets crumbled by rocks, and there's that classic, that awesome classic um thing that like that thing that's in Star Wars a lot, the that kind of roar. I thought that was funny. It was so cool when I heard that. I couldn't stop laughing. But yeah. So there are some cheesy sound effects, and I just didn't really like that. Well, yeah, there's a lot of good and a lot of bad things about this movie. But I'm not gonna reveal the traitor. I'm not. I'm not gonna steep to that level. Like, Shadow Gary revealed the traitor. Not trailer. It just ruins the movie because the traitor kind of surprises you, but really, I'll give you three choices about who might the traitor be: Metis, Ranu, or Barracks. One of those is the traitor. So those are kind of like the three suspects throughout the movie, or because those are like the three Agori it kind of really puts in the movie. And in the movie, the Agori are armored. There's like the leader of Taejun. He is really cool because he just is like a barracks, but he has barracks masks on his shoulders, and I thought that looked really cool. I tried to put barracks mask on somebody's shoulders, it doesn't work, sadly. But still, I thought that was very cool and a nice touch. Oh yeah, about the Agori, all of them are the same. There is barely any difference. I mean, like one, like tiny thing. Like there's like three Medices standing like in one part. Three Medices. They could have made them look a little different, like giving them different masks, but they didn't. They didn't do anything. They kept them the same. Same. Like, that is so noticeable too. There's like three Medices standing right there. Like, the only difference I noticed is like a couple points. There's like a Ranu with like green hands, like a Medice with like blue hands. There's like barely any difference. And at the beginning of the movie, there is like a little scene of Manu, how like Michael Dorn's narrating and shows how the Mask of Life is shot out into space. I'm running out of time. So yeah, and it shows the Matoran from last year, the ones with jetpacks, and they even tried to make them look different. There was like green photox. There's like a green and purple photox and a couple like green Tamas. There wasn't any Solex, which is kind of weird, but so, but they even made them look different. So that was just like random. Like why? Okay, where did that come from? So that was just not very good and not fun. Another thing is that Skrull, Stronius, and stuff, like, they were like wild creatures. Like, they didn't speak. The noises they made were like they were like wild, which I kind of liked, but kind of disliked, because in the comic books, they talk. They literally talk. But in the movie, there was no talking at all. Sorry guys, we have to cut this off. Dang it. So in the movie, they didn't talk at all. Neither did Vorox, but Vorox I don't think talks in the comic books. And the movie wasn't like the comic books at all. I'll go into more of that. I'm gonna have to do a part 3, guys. But so long.